Good afternoon. As you guys filter in, if you look up on the screen right now, you'll see a QR code. That QR code, you can scan it with your phone, and that is the program for today. Is it not scanning? Okay. Now the slide is up with the QR code. You guys can scan that for the program for the ceremony today.
Dry mouth. Okay. Good morning. And welcome. Today is a day of celebration, and I speak for my colleagues. We're ready to do this. We're very excited. I would like to, and speaking of, recognize our faculty, both those who are here and not here today. As I read their names, please stand. Please hold your applause, and we will recognize them at the end. Matt Butler, Dr. Steph Bergeono, Jeff Cavett, Dr. Corey Clark, Squirrel Iserloh, Boris Fisher, Mark Leon, Juwan McDowell, Mike Olette, Mike Porter, Martin Sawkins, Brandon Stevens, Dr. Elizabeth Stringer, Steve Stringer, Katie Wood Clark. Thank you. I would also like to recognize our staff that makes the Guildhall go. I will ask them to stand as well, but since many of them are manning the levers of the process, you may or may not see them. Renee Archambault, Janelle Dalby, Mary Ensley, Lindsay McGonigal, Matthew O'Neill, Levi Sterling, Andrea Tyke, Mallory Trumpfeller. SMU places a great value on the support we receive from our industry partners. I would like to take this time to acknowledge and give a very special guest welcome this morning to Steve Nix, CEO of Forward XP. And he has been at almost, as I was reminded, every one of our graduation series has been a huge supporter. So to the graduates, after 2 years of intense study, are you ready to graduate? Yeah. All right, took a moment. Cohort 32, you and your loved ones have sacrificed a great deal to achieve this goal. You now join over 1,000 alumni of SMU Guildhall, alums who have been actively contributing to the future You will now join more than 1,000 alumni of SMU Guildhall have been actively contributing to the future at more than 350 game studios worldwide. And so I would like to take a moment to reflect. It is an honor and a privilege to have your last lesson, so to speak, before you disperse across the globe. And normally this is a time of unabated joy where we talk about your accomplishments and we anticipate all the achievements that you will do in the future, and we will do that today. However, I think we must acknowledge that the state of our beloved industry is stressed right now. In the last year and a half, there have been thousands of layoffs at companies around the globe, which is of course stressful for all of us as we care about what video games are and what they'll become. I would like to offer some perspective. I've been doing this for a long time, both as a game developer and as an educator, and so I have some perspective I'd like to add. First, I'd want to remind us in 2023 that the video game industry had a revenue of an all-time high of over $250 billion, which is 11% more than it was the year before, and is projected to grow by 14% in 2024. The fundamentals of our industry is still strong. There is still good work to be had and great games to be made. Second, and this is really where having been here a while gives me some perspective, that history has shown that it is in the midst of these downturns that some of the greatest advances come. You all are too young to remember the great video game crash of 1983. Yeah, I said I've been doing this a while. It was a time when conventional wisdom and the pundits and the press was saying, well, video games had a good run, but they will now go the way of the pet rock and the hula hoop. Video games' day in the sun is over. And people truly believed that, video games had peaked. Of course, it was the next year that Nintendo launched the Nintendo Entertainment System with Mario. When a local studio Ensemble of Age of Empires was closed here locally in Dallas, we saw 4 highly successful studios with innovative work, record-making profits get born out of it. This is the time, these are the fires that really forge the new studios and the new ideas that move our industry forward, and you will be able to be a part of that. And there is no doubt in my mind why it may take you longer to find a home than some of our previous classes, that the skills you have developed here, the things that you have gained will be useful for a lifelong of employment and always be in demand. So I urge you to be patient despite all of the ups and downs. This really is a great industry to be a part of, and I think I speak for my colleagues to say, this is really an amazing place to spend a lifetime. So that is why I feel confident when I charge you of class of 20-40 years. Use your craft to explore and experience the great tapestry of human experience, and expressing those in ways that others can participate. Create joy and justice. And after you've done all of that, please come back and visit us. Come back and say hi and tell us what you've done. We love hearing the stories. Let this be your family. And as I've said this to many cohorts, and my predecessor said to cohorts before you, we have an amazing alumni network who have some shared experiences and some shared values about how much value video games bring to the world. And I welcome you to that, and I encourage you to participate with that. And I think at this point, we'll do much celebration, but let's clap and congratulate them. At this time, another one of our traditions, I would like to transition to talking about our awards. Each year, our faculty have vote for those students whose work is exemplary and devising, it is divisive, we often argue, no lie, deserving of honors recognition. The 2024 Honors Awards winners will be recognized by their nominating faculty, and we would like to showcase their works for you now. There's a note here that the content you see will be in the digital download that you got from the QR code earlier. And I would like to introduce our first faculty member, Juwan McDowell, to present the Honors Award for Art Creation.
It is my honor to present the Honors Award in Art Creation to Juo Dai for his thesis, Game UI UX Design with Original Character, Concept Design, and Dynamic Effects. For his thesis project, Juo selected 3 masteries: Character Concept Design, Dynamic Effects, and User Interface, User Experience Design. For UI UX design, he incorporated diverse character designs for player selection, leading to character concept design as a secondary focus. Additionally, integrating dynamic effects aimed to enhance the visual appeal of the project and further highlighting the character's personality. The project spanned approximately 1 year, and The project scope extended from initial conceptualization to final in-engine implementation. Key insights gained from this endeavor included comprehensive understanding of Unreal Engine's UMG system, encompassing both design principles and technical implementation. Joel remarked the result of his thesis have equipped him with holistic understanding of the game art pipeline and gained versatility for his career ahead. Please join me in congratulating Joel. Joel, will you join me on stage? Next, I would like to introduce faculty member Katie Wood-Clark to present the Honors Award for Level Design. Katie, would you please come to the podium?
All right. It is my honor to present the Honors Award in Level Design to Yifan Li for her thesis, Prospect and Refuge, Modulating Level Pacing Through Spatial Composition. Yifan's thesis examined the architectural concepts of prospect space and refuge space in video games and their influences on a player's game pace. Based on the assumption that a prospect space increases pacing while refuge space decreases pacing, Yifan created a custom game level using both space types to emulate her ideal desired pacing experience. The artifact level, After Dark, is a Left 4 Dead 2 campaign made in the Hammer editor. In this 3-chapter campaign, the 4 survivors must work together to move through a zombie-infested shopping mall to reach safety on a boat at a nearby pier. Many of the level areas are initially locked or entirely cast in darkness, which requires the player to unlock gates or turn on power switches to proceed, all while fighting off the incoming zombie hordes. By analyzing playtesters' experiences, Yifan was able to understand the influence of spatial composition on pacing and to formulate a set of professional industry best practices. Overall, this project took about a year to complete from planning phase to completion. Yifan remarked that it was a challenging yet satisfying learning experience as she gradually learned more about scripting, layout, and combat encounter design in Left 4 Dead 2. She hopes that her research on spatial composition and level pacing will provide other level designers with new tools to craft well-paced levels. Please join me in congratulating Yifan. Yifan, will you join me on stage for a photo? I would now like to introduce faculty member Dr. Elizabeth Stringer to present the Honors Award for Production. Elizabeth, would you please come to the podium?
It is my honor to present the Honors Award in Production to Reed Devaney for his thesis, and I get the longest thesis name award, Parsing the Paramour, How Players' Sexuality, Motivation, and UDO Influence their Romantic Subplot Decisions in Western RPGs. Role-playing games present a massively, rapidly growing market with LGBTQ+ gamers comprising an increasingly sizable portion of consumers who play them. Reed studied the relationship between player sexuality and representation with their in-game decisions. Building upon existing critical theory and human research into the perception of non-heterosexualities and romances in AAA Western role-playing games, he conducted a study of over 1,001 players of Mass Effect Legendary Edition, Mass Effect Andromeda, Dragon Age Inquisition, Divinity Original Sin 2, and our current favorite, Baldur's Gate 3. Reed found that while the perception of representation of non-hetero romances has improved over time, non-straight players are less likely to believe their sexuality is well represented and fits on game's critical narrative path. He also discovered a non-directional statistical association between player sexuality and the frequency with which their sexuality influences their romantic subplot decisions. He investigated the relationship between this new variable, real-world human behaviors, and game-world player motivations, with an aim to support claims of real-life influences permeating into the game space and vice versa. Reed hopes this thesis will support inclusion of more diverse romances in Western RPGs to meet consumer expectations. Please join me in congratulating Reed. Reed, will you join me on stage for a photo? I would now like to introduce faculty member Matt Butler to present the Honors Award for Software Development. Matt, would you please join me on the podium?
Hello, everyone. It is my honor to present the Honors Award in Software Development to Eliana Gargiulo for her thesis, Massive Procedural Planets with Dynamic Level of Detail. Ellie's thesis tackles a problem faced by games that allow the player to explore an infinite universe. They need to be able to generate an infinite number of planets. Those planets need to be attractive, varied, and most importantly, they need to be created on the fly as the player explores the universe. Ellie's thesis implements a system for generating massive planets suitable for populating a star system, a galaxy, or an entire universe. These planets are built procedurally at runtime and can be configured to create a wide variety of planets, ranging from rocky moons to alien homeworlds to beautiful Earth-like blue marbles. This artifact also implements a dynamic level of detail system that allows the player to seamlessly move from viewing the planet at a distance or from orbit to flying down and walking on the surface. All of this was achieved while balancing spectacular visual quality with the significant performance demands of such a system. But more than anything else, Ellie's thesis really speaks for itself. Beauty shots of her planets are awe-inspiring and perfectly demonstrate Ellie's talent, commitment, dedication, and ability to consistently do exceptional work. It's been an honor and a pleasure to have her in my class, and if you would please join me in congratulating Ellie. And Ellie, if you would come up to the stage. Okay, I'd now like to invite Dr. Corey Clark to come to the stage to present this year's special honors.
It is my honor to present this year's special honors to Tanish for his thesis, Unveiling New Realms, Enhancing Procedural Narrative Generation and NPC Personalization Using AI, and to Zixon for his thesis in Gaia, a Gen AI gaming framework for creating dynamic gameplay content via large language models. Their project was collaborative in nature. They both worked together, so I'll read about each one of those individually. Tanish's level design thesis aimed to develop a systems design framework capable of training GPT-based agents to enhance a procedural narrative and character personality generation models in video games. His decision to pursue this project was fueled by his passion for artificial intelligence and interactive storytelling. Observing the limitations in current procedural narrative generation techniques, such as a lack of emotional depth, lack of designer control, and repetitiveness, he sought to create a more engaging, personalized gaming experience. The core goal of Tanish's thesis was to integrate AI in a manner that allows for richer gameplay, enabling players to craft unique stories based upon dynamic NPC interactions and evolving narratives. This was accomplished by employing a structured system design that guides the AI in generating coherent and contextually appropriate game narrative and character dialogues. Tanish reflects that throughout the duration of this project, he developed several key skills, particularly in gameplay scripting, systems design, and narrative design, and that his hands-on experience with GPT models and Unity game development enriched his technical abilities and deepened his understanding of AI's potential in crafting interactive experiences. The relevance of this project to the video game industry lies in its potential to revolutionize how stories are told within games. By improving narrative generation, GPT-powered games can offer more diverse, engaging stories and adapt to player decisions in real time, greatly enhancing the immersion and satisfaction. Switch to Zixen's. Zixen research is focused on developing a Gen AI gaming framework named Gaia, designed to integrate large language models for creating dynamic content in game development and gameplay. This back-end framework allows developers to interact dynamically with LLMs, enabling personalized and real-time adaptive content across various gaming scenarios, enhancing both interactivity and player immersion. Traditional game development has often relied on predetermined content and pathways, limiting the diversity and scalability of gameplay. By utilizing the Gaia framework, we can explore potential of LLMs in game design to break away from conventional patterns, providing players with a richer and more dynamic gaming experience. Over the course of this year-long research, Zixen and his team designed and implemented several prototypes, testing the effectiveness of LLMs in generating tasks, dialogues, and narratives. The findings from the Gaia framework offered game developers a novel tool that utilizes AI generative technology to enhance the dynamicism and interactivity of game content. These insights can be applied to game-level design, offering players a more free and personalized gaming experience, and open up new possibilities for future game development. Please join me in congratulating Tanish and Zixen. Will you both join me on stage? Okay.
Well done. We are proud of each of you, as well as the many other outstanding student projects who were nominated. And I would like now to recognize some of the other projects that were nominated. We have Aiden and Constantine from Art Creation, Matt and Elish from Level Design. Who did I miss? Hunger. Yep, it's there in my notes. I need to get my glasses adjusted. And I should read. Yes, let's move to SD. I believe that's next. For production. Yeah, I really do need to. I believe the notes are fine. I believe it's just me. JG. Arun and Alejandro. And finally, for software development, Peter and Owen. Yes. I'm missing something here. Our next speaker was selected by their fellow students, and I would like to introduce Reed Delaney.
Good afternoon, family, friends, faculty, Needle Knights, and Sunslayers. I couldn't help myself on that one. I'm privileged today to stand before you as a representative of Guildhall's Cohort 32. For those who don't know, some of the professors have taken to calling us the fun cohort, and I'd hardly disagree with the branding. We're loud, we're goofy, we're full of life. Though English is the official working language at Guildhall, laughter is our universal tongue. Many of us are quick to throw on a costume or torment certain faculty members with drawings and sketches of an increasingly buff turkey, all for the purpose of committing to the bit. In game development, we stress the importance of finding the fun. You can have the world's most crisp and innovative mechanics, But if the players don't enjoy them, is it even a game? Parking the philosophical question of what does or does not constitute interactive entertainment, I think that it's reasonable to proclaim that our team game projects succeeded in finding the fun. But not only did we find the fun in our games, more importantly, we organically discovered and fostered the shared jovial spirit that carries us onward. Who knew scrums of scrums could be both productive and funny, inadvertently or otherwise? On the Teal Capstone team, our rooms were filled with an ever-growing assortment of drawn-upon balloons, Nerf darts, and action figures. Giggle fits and cries of excitement were our soundtrack. And on the other side of the building, the halls and the famous shed of Team Orange rang with echoes of huzzah, executed with the professionalism of a group auditioning for medieval times, a trip to which, I might add, unfortunately remains our cohort's most significant missed opportunity. But though we are fun and energetic, we are hardly flippant. What you see in our capstone games, theses, and other projects is but a sliver of the grand sum of hard and careful work. We took a racing game and dropped it 500 meters beneath the ocean, using a game engine built for deserts and open worlds and taking it to the seas. And though we did not get the cats down there, we certainly tried. We've made heroes out of rodents, and we've made hellscapes out of breathless wonders. And though we had good times, it was far from easy. There are many per-force submission logs whose timestamps and summaries are best left buried in the past. But through it all, we are battle-hardened, ready for the challenges that await in the oh-so-anticipated real world. More so than how we have grown as developers, I am most proud of how we have grown as human beings. Ask around, and you will quickly learn that ours is a cohort built upon respect, kindness, support, and love. I, like others, have shared my vulnerabilities with my classmates and have been humbled by their trust as they have done the same to me. Ours is a global cohort, and that multiculturalism and celebration of the world has been our calling card. Where others imitate, we innovate. We are not afraid to create platforms for stories, places, cultures, and people that others have ignored. In this and in all things, I see champions. Champions of not only ourselves, but our personal dreams, and those of our collective and of one another. These past 2 years, I have been blessed to meet some of the most inspiring and talented individuals. The graduates that sit over here are not simply future contributors waiting to join the industry ranks. We are revolutionaries itching to push the boundaries and be a force for good. Each and every one of us is driven to make our industry a better and more inspired space. Last week alone, during thesis exhibition and defenses, I saw tools that will revolutionize the game development process, art that expands the visual limits of known technologies, design theories that further draw in players, and research that challenges toxic behaviors and investigates the healing power of our end product. We are the weavers of dreams, the harbingers of delight, the challengers of expectations, the builders of new worlds. We are designers, programmers, artists, and producers, each gifted in our own right, but oh so aware of the strength that we pull from others. Through periods of frustration, we have found joy. Through moments of uncertainty and fear, we have discovered bravery. And in times like these, joy and bravery are oh such useful tools. We are living through an era of LinkedIn doom scrolling, where we see green looking for work banners on a growing number of connections and rolling news of layoffs and studio closures. We are living through an era when getting that email whose subject line begins with regarding your application or we regret to inform you makes us fear our inboxes. At times, this job market feels like sitting on an old bar stool that crumbles beneath you, and all that stands between you and the floor is the edge of a hardwood table. Yes. Yes. Things are scary. But we shall persevere. For in this journey, we are not simply survivors, We are thrivers. We will not just be remembered as the cohort who made it through dark times, but lauded as the one that braved the tempest and came out valiantly on the other side. My faith in you, the faith that we have in each other, is unbending. So let this be a reminder to you all, a reminder that you are wickedly talented, a reminder that you have the skills, strength, kindness, and heart to weather the storm, a reminder to open up your My Panera apps and cancel your SIP Club memberships before they auto-renew. On this day of celebration, I must admit to courting a deep sense of sadness. I cannot guarantee when or how our paths may again align. Some of us will stay here in and around Dallas. Others will head to the east or west coasts, and others still will return to their homes abroad. All this begs the curiosity, when will we next see each other? And though our software developers are incredibly skilled, I'd think they'd prefer a slightly longer break before we demand they create some model that will accurately simulate the answer to that question. But scatter in the wind though we may, I know that our core remains strong. I believe we will carry the lessons we learned from one another and use our collective knowledge and shared joy to be the best possible versions of ourselves. So whether we see one another in 1 year or 1 decade, you will all be with me as long as my mind, body, and spirit will allow, as I hope I will be with you and we will be with each other. Congratulations, my friends, and thank you. Thank you for all the strength we have given to one another time and time again. Experiencing Guildhall with you all has been the pleasure of a lifetime.
Thank you. At this time, we would like to prepare to recognize the Cohort 32 graduates. We will take a brief moment to reset the stage. And as our faculty and students please move into place, and we can prepare to get with the part we all came for.
Allison Lund, certificate candidate in art creation. Aiden Mall, master's candidate in art creation. Yiming Pan, master's candidate in software development. Yosha Chu, master's candidate in level design. Alejandro Ramirez, master's candidate in production. Shrey Sangwan, master's candidate in software development. Owen Seidler, master's candidate in software development. Jamie Shi, master's candidate in software development. Konstantin Vasilios Soldatos, master's candidate in art creation. Haoxiang Sun, master's candidate in art creation. Siddhant Thakur, Master's Candidate in Software Development. Yufei Tian, Master's Candidate in Level Design. Anku Upadhyay, Master's Candidate in Software Development. Taylor Ann Volick, Master's Candidate in Art Creation. Dylan Weeks, Master's Candidate in Software Development. Austin Wiles, Master's Candidate in Level Design. J. Marie Williams, Master's Candidate in Level Design. Okar Win, Master's Candidate in Software Development. Anran Zhu, Master's Candidate in Art Creation. Chen Xu, Master's Candidate in Software Development. Kenny Yuan, Master's Candidate in Level Design. Emily Zhang, Master's Candidate in Level Design. Sha Zhang, Master's Candidate in Level Design. Xiaohan Zhang, Master's Candidate in Software Development. Xinyu Lane Zhang, Master's Candidate in Level Design. Zixin Zhuang, Certificate Candidate in Software Development, working to complete Master's, Special Honors Recipient.
Congratulations. Congratulations on all your accomplishments. And congratulations to the families and friends and supporters. This concludes almost our ceremony. Directly after this, I would like to invite the graduates and the faculty, who are already prepared, I hope, to one final tradition we have here at the Guildhall. We are going to take a picture out on the steps in front of Moody Hall with all the faculty, staff, and graduates. And so I would ask that the family allow us to exit first, and then we will gather for a picture, and then you may come and take pictures as well as our professional photographer. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for being part of our family. Let's go take a great picture.